When OpenCore is installed on a system, it's important to make sure that it's up to date and that all root patches are installed. This ensures that any available updates are installed correctly with the right dependencies and the Mac will work as expected. As OpenCore is in active development, it's important to wait for confirmation before installing an update or upgrade, as often changes Apple have made breaks OpenCore and work needs to be done to make it compatible again. The best place to check is on the OpenCore GitHub. To make sure that you don't accidentally install an update that hasn't yet been addressed by the OpenCore developers, I would recommend disabling the automatic updates in the relevant section of System Settings or System Preferences on older OSs. There are two ways to update OpenCore. If you are running a newer version, it will prompt you to update and self-install. However, if this doesn't work, or you're on an older version, you'll have to do the process manually. To automatically update, follow the prompt to download the latest version and follow the instructions to install to the disk. We will also go over these instructions with the manual method. To update OpenCore manually, we need to visit the OpenCore GitHub and grab the latest release. The easiest way to do this is to search for OpenCore and then follow the links to the GitHub. Here, we want to choose the latest release. On the latest release page, we get the notes about the release, which is the best place to determine compatibility as mentioned previously. To download the latest release, we scroll to the bottom of the page and click the download link for the OpenCore Patcher GUI. Once downloaded, launch OpenCore. You may have to change your gatekeeper settings if you are unable to run the application. Once we have launched OpenCore, we want to make sure that the correct machine is being targeted by checking the model identifier. If you want to find out what the model identifier of your Mac is, go to the Apple menu and press down the Option key to access system information. From the resulting window, you can find the model identifier. If you need to change it, then select the Settings button and select the right model under the Target Model drop-down. Whilst we are here, I like to untick the Show OpenCore Boot Picker so that our build of OpenCore boots like the Mac normally does, and hides the fact that we are using OpenCore from the casual user. It gives us the most Mac-like experience. Click Return to get back to the main menu. From here, click on the Build and Install OpenCore option. The result will be this dialog, which is prompting us to install our build. Click on Install to Disk, and then choose the disk you wish to install to. It's worth noting that drives which already have OpenCore installed in them are highlighted in blue. This is more than likely our target disk. Select it and type in your password when prompted. OpenCore will then ask you to restart your machine. Confirm the restart and wait for the machine to boot back up. Once OpenCore is updated on the system, it's important to make sure that the root patches are installed. The root patches restore functionality to aspects of the system such as wireless connectivity and graphics. Without the root patches installed, you will find that the system can be sluggish and that various items will not work correctly, or at all. To install the root patches, launch OpenCore and click on Post-Install Root Patch. OpenCore will check the system and list any root patches that it needs to install on the system. If it finds available patches, click the Start Root Patching button. This step requires root user privileges, so type in your password when it asks and let it do its thing. Once the root patches are installed, the system needs to reboot. Accept the prompt and wait for your machine to restart, after which your Mac should behave properly. The most recent versions of OpenCore are able to check for a package that may be required when making an update to the OS. It will ask for permissions to download the relevant package when it detects that you are downloading the update from Apple. If you see this prompt, accept it and allow it to grab what it needs, so that after the update it can still boot and install the root patches.